Do you see that behind us there? That is a door. One of our front doors, actually.
One of our many front doors, yeah.
And then do you see that? There's a big gap down there. Oh, the sun's blinding me here. I hope you can see that. Woo! All the way into the ditch. And then bringing you back up right here is the door. So we've got an issue to address.
We need to build a bridge. Because we're building on a slant, we actually have got a span of probably about 4 meters from where we're standing now to where the front door is, and that's a bit of a leap at the best of times. So we need to build
We could get a pole
ramp.
and like
Yeah,
jump
pole bolted.
in.
Pole bolted. And
pole
then
vaulted. All our friends have to just be very sporty to
That's
get
it.
and see us. Although there's another door, but
Yeah.
let's not talk about that now.
No, that's fine. So anyway, we need to build a bridge, and the way that we're going to do it is that we are having 2 concrete pillars that are sitting in the foundations down there, to which we're mounting everything, and those pillars will be 2 oil drums, like the 200-liter oil drums, one on top of the other. And that's actually our job for today, because we've got to cut bases out and weld them together and get them up here again so that we can figure out where they need to be. They will mostly disappear in a slope. So basically from where we're standing down, I mean, you can kind of see it
Yeah.
along the line of this board. This is kind of the backfill that we're intending to do. So they should be pretty much covered by that, so that there's just like a cross beam that the joists, I guess, that the joists are resting on. That will be visible. Yeah, that's about it.
The drums are actually down at the shed. So we're going to take a little walk now.
Yeah.
And just walk down
Okay.
to see the drums and keep on working down there, because that's where all the tools are at the moment as well, right?
Yeah,
So-
it would be a bit of a hassle to get the welder up here
Yeah.
with the bloody gas bottle and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
So we're just going to take you for a little walk around our property. So behind Toby you see a hedge, a row of hazelnuts to be. Not much yet to see. Also it's winter. So they're a bit dormant at the moment, but they should be coming up nicely.
And the idea with those is that they're going to be a bit of a windbreak and creating an avenue along our driveway.
Yeah, along our nice steep driveway. Good. Then we've got piles of rocks here, which we're using for landscaping at some point. The chickens that don't lay eggs at the moment, bloody
Because winter.
bastards. Because winter, yeah. Right.
So at the moment they're just eating.
They're
and
just
costing
eating
us
and
money.
costing us money. They're not actually delivering anything.
No.
And just to give you another view of the house. So here is the garden on the other side, and how does that look? You can see the bus in the back there at the top. And yeah, this is probably giving you a bit of a better idea how steep it actually is. So it's quite a hillside, and we have some terraces here, and
We definitely got calves since we moved here.
yeah, that's for sure. We will give a tour of all of that at another time, or put it in the comments if you'd like to see the bus or anything else, or want to know anything about how we're living here at the moment. There they are, the drums. Actually, Toby has already started. Whoops, there's a little ditch.
I did a test.
He did a little test, so we're not completely fresh to what we're doing. Full disclosure. So these are the first 2. Ooh, they are sticky.
Oily.
They're still oily. So they had oil in them. What kind of oil? Machine
some
oil?
kind of motor oil.
Motor oil stuff. So that's what he's done. And here you can see the first little joint here. And
Please
that
don't
goes.
judge me on my welding. That's not what I do.
Yeah, we're not professional welders, so it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be functional. That's kind of the theme we're rolling with here, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then so the other 2 we still have to do. Let's get started.
All right. So first up, tools that we need. Got a jigsaw that seems to be working quite well. I had to modify it a little bit. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh,
Because there's a deeper rim on the drums, I didn't want to cut on an angle, so this is going to be resting on one side of the saw, and then I've just mounted this little block of timber to the base, just so that I'm having a fairly even cut. And so that I can start cutting, I need to just drill a hole in here, and then we should get going. You see the smoke coming off it?
Yeah.
I think that's just because there's still a little bit of oil in the drum. That's the oil burning off with the friction.
All right. Hopefully you're not going to.
We're not going to set fire to it.
Careful with the hand. Whoa. Smells. Die.
Come on.
Screwdriver. Got it.
Just gonna
Ew.
drip this off a bit.
Nice. Nice footage.
Wouldn't it be nice if this was honey? So now that they've been cut and are open on both sides, we just need to sort of grind clean the painted surfaces where we're going to weld them, and we just do that with the anger grinder and a flap disc. So I've decided to weld the barrels here in the trailer just because it's a fairly level area, and I've got the barrels nice and contained so that I can actually, I don't know if you can see this, I can line them up a bit better so that I can just give them a tack, and once they've got a tack weld I can then start to move the barrels around and just tack it, you know, every 200 mil or so. So they always need to be earthed, so, or not earthed. That clamp needs to be on there, whatever that does.
You see, we're total pros.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pro baby. So
Yeah.
pinch them together and make sure that's all lined up. And now I've got to turn them, hoping that that's already going to hold.
Do you need help with that?
No, maybe.
Maybe. So I'm just trying to film that at the same time, which
Yeah,
is a little
so
tricky.
just rotate it a little further. That's pretty good. Happy with that.
Yep.
And really these welds are basically just a temporary thing, right? Because we just need them to hold things together while the concrete is being poured in and curing. Once the concrete is cured, it's just going to be, you know, a
It's a
shell. You can take it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could, but we obviously won't.
No, we won't. We'll just leave it in. That's
Yeah.
all good. Excellent.
Done.
Happy days.
So the good thing is now
They're already in the trailer.
they're already in the trailer, so we just have to hook the trailer up to the car and we can drive it straight up.
Yeah.
Amazing. How much is it?
It's 11.75. 11.75. All right. So what we're doing is we're putting a piece of timber on here that's basically taking this gap flush with the external cladding.
Let me come through the mud.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
It's still a little bit squishy
yeah.
here in the moat. So yeah, we're going to put a piece of timber in here that's bringing us flush with the timber cladding of the house. And then we're going to want to have our bridge wider than the door, so our wailing plate goes from here to about there. And we don't want to have a gap when we fix that on. So yeah, that's step one. Step two is marking up where our joists are going to be, just so that we're not getting into any sort of conflict with the screws that we already have. All the way
fits there, but it doesn't fit here. Bloody pipe is in the way.
So
that's on.
that's on. Now we can essentially get.
Do we just do the measuring and all that stuff today then?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
that's all we can do.
I don't know how we're gonna do the digging.
No.
Alrighty.
Actually, I've got a.
Oh! Maybe we do it the other way around.
Yeah, I think
Show
that's
me
probably
the
better.
whole thing and then I'll give that back to you.
It's better.
Woo.
Okay, a little bit off to that side. Just gauging it. That looks pretty good. And that's enough.
It's got to be enough.
Yep, it's fine. And then we do the same over here.
Got it?
Yep. About there.
I'm not sure if I'm distance.
That looks about right.
You know that whether I'm in line, I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter
I
all
can't
that much.
see that. I'm also shit at seeing these things.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So
All right. So
we do have two lines now that are pretty well parallel.
just have to come in to show. Yeah.
And of this line, we can now measure off the height to the floor, so that we can then do some drawings and calculation on how the whole thing's going to look like.
What it's going to look like, or how it's going to work out.
How it's going to work out. Retired.
So we are inside today for a particular reason. It's very messy, as you can see when I turn around. There's Toby, and there's lots of stuff lying around, and we've got a lot of dirt here on the floor. We've got a lot of dust and other things to clean up, because we've got actually a person coming over from the bank tomorrow. Yes, we will have to apply for a mortgage to finish this off.
Yep.
Because we run out of money. And
I think we mentioned that before.
yeah, video number 1 if you haven't watched it, so you can hear all about it there. But that's happening tomorrow, so we just want to make sure that it looks a little bit nicer than it does now. As you can see, lots of dust and rubble, and yeah, just make it a bit more presentable. But also for us, actually, because with the weather being as it is, changing all the time, if it is shitty and rainy and cold outside, we'd rather continue on the jobs inside. So
Yep.
what we also want to do is set up a little tool station. So we have, at the moment, our tools all the way down here. So behind me, you see that
In that
rubble
pile.
there, and I just turn the camera around. So on the floor here next to the dog mat, and all the way in here. So it's basically they're scattered around the place. And where I'm walking in here right now, so this is our future root cellar, as we call it. So basically a cool room for the preserves that we want to make.
Yep.
From all the stuff we grow in the garden, etc. So storing the food that we produce from our own homestead garden. And so in here we are, for the moment, because this is probably the last room that we're going to finish up, is it?
I think so.
Sort
too,
of,
yeah.
I haven't really figured out how
probably
what
the
the
least pressing
plan
one.
is. Yeah, the least pressing one. The most
And-
pressing is the bathroom, I reckon.
That's right. And also in here we've got one wall that's basically finished, which is the outside wall, the blockwork there.
Needs
So
to
we can
paint
actually,
though, doesn't
we'll
it?
paint it, but we can now basically put a workbench towards it so that we've got a spot to store all of these things on top and underneath and organize things a bit better.
Yeah, so that's the job for today, and I don't know whether we get it actually finished today. It's already
We'll see.
afternoon. Got a late start, but yeah, so you can you have the privilege now to watch us clean.
Yay!
Yay! Maybe not the most exciting content, but that's what we've got.
I think you need to take your beanie off.
You've
got the wrong way around.
Do I?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's
So I
still
have
the
to
wrong way around.
Put it up.
This way. That one sits on
That
the top
makes
of your head.
It makes total sense. No.
I think you need to lose the beanie.
I think I need to do it again.
Do you know what? Fuck
What?
it. It works. It's fine.
Okay. We're not a beauty contest here. All right. I'm not sure if you can hear me now because wearing this thing, but we've got a lot of dust, so better safe than sorry. I'll switch you on a time lapse now. All right, let's go. Ta-da! Now we have everything on a table, so still looks chaotic though. But at least it's all in one room now, and hopefully we're a bit better able to find things, right?
That would be good.
The rest of the house also looks a little bit better. Let me show. Right, so cleaning the floors. We obviously still have the protection cardboard on, but we peeled it away a little bit from the doors, and that's our floor. Finally a little bit revealing the details here with the colors. Don't think we've showed this before properly. Well, we
I don't
couldn't.
think so either.
Couldn't really. Kitchen aisle, and yeah, I hope it looks a little bit cleaner too, compared to what we had before. What we're doing now is we're going to quickly run a bead of silicone along that wall down there at the bottom. All right, we ended up not filming all that much because the Soodle job is always annoying. So here it is, nicely, or not so nicely, semi-nicely done. It's all sealed off. You can see that white line down there. And actually what I would like to do, I don't know about you, Toby, but I would like to place the cabinets.
I think that would be great.
Can we do that?
Yeah, sure.
Just to see some change.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, I've got a, see that? I've got that too.
You got the mask.
The mask, I've still got the mask on.
You probably heard me heavily breathing all the way.
It makes such a difference,
What?
don't you think? Just come, just have a look. I mean, you can also just
Oh yeah,
see how it's
yeah.
just separating the rooms with
It
that
gets a
little
bit of room feel, doesn't it?
I know.
Hmm.